Passed up the occasional yucca, hoping to see the tall swab-like flower of sodal rising 7 or 8 feet above the compact plant. He had almost given up hope of finding one, and now, barefoot again, the last nest worn through, was heading for the yucca when he saw the swab over to his right, the flower stalk standing straight and motionless, shaped like an oversized bottle brush. Neither the sodal nor the yucca were cacti, but are of the lily family. However, the sodal doesn't have the vicious thorn at the end of its leaves that had given the yucca the name Spanish bayonet, and the leaves are tougher. It was a good young plant, and Ben went to work with it. Tearing off a few of the older leaves, he sat down with them and stripped them of their outer edges, which were barbed the entire length of the leaf so that they made a sort of double-edged bandsaw blade. The sharp edges gone, he continued to work with the leaf, pulling off half-inch wide strips, laying them in a pile. When he had enough, he took new leaves and tore them into wider bands. These he wove together, layer on layer, each layer laced to the others with the thinner strips. Then, when the foot-shaped pad was an inch thick, he wove the thin laces across it and then continued adding layers of the woven leaf. At last he had 2 clumsy sandals, thick-soled and with laces of leaf strips, which he tied around his feet and ankles. They were painful to walk in, but not nearly as painful as being barefoot among the stones. Gathering more of the leaves, he strung them together and started out carrying the bundles of leaves by knotted strip. He went on westward toward the butte, the moon now setting in the night, far advanced. Added to the pain of his feet was the increasing pain of thirst. His tongue was very dry and felt as though it had cracked open in places. It filled his entire mouth, a great stiff, swollen mass that pressed against his lips. His throat felt hot as though coated with dust, and the pain in it came in slow, long-lasting throbs, each one seeming more intense than the one before. In the fading moonlight, the butte seemed as distant and as far mountains, and there was no shadow from it on the desert now. It was still far away, standing silent and somehow sullen in the empty desert. It looked ominous and black, threatening, forbidding. He had to stop occasionally to replace the thongs which kept breaking at each stop. He could see that the layer of the woven leaves between his feet and the stones was thinner. He had hoped to have covered more ground in the cool of night, but as he walked on he knew that he would be lucky to reach the area of the breccia by dawn. At this slow pace he might even still be walking in the desert, perfectly visible to Medak from the vantage point on the cut terrace. There was nothing to gain by turning back and climbing again into the low mountains. He would die there as surely as he would die in the breccia. There was nothing to do but go on, but not at this slow pace. It took all his willpower and all his strength to force himself to start running. He ran awkwardly, the thick, ungainly sandals flopping, the bundle of leaves flapping against him, the slingshot swinging in the moonlight. From the jeep, if Medak was watching, Ben would have been a pitiful thing to see, a naked man running in the moonlight across a savage waste of desert.